How we doing? Let me, Welcome to the ER Playgrounds. Whew. Cheers. Okay, I am just checking in with myself. Again, this is my personal reflection. I just got done for a quick little jog, and I heard Venom. Venom was like, "Come on, aren't you tired?" And the answer is, I'm very tired. So, shake it off. Welcome to the ER Playground. Here we believe movement is medicine, and our philosophy here is issues are in the tissues. And what does that mean? I like to say, if you've been bitten by life. And what does that mean? Judgment, criticism, not having a place to belong. So, before we go any deeper, if you vibe with this, consider being part of this family. In this family, we believe we are all one, and it's all about unconditional love and showing up for yourself. Kind of like I'm doing right now. And my name is Dr. Rattle, death of the ego, rebirth of the inner child, and my inner child is RattleBee. Maybe you've seen him in the mirror, maybe you've seen him in the videos, but he is my bestie. He is my superhero. Yeah? So, I'm just going to reflect my day. I just got back from a 30-minute jog. The goal was to do 50 minutes, but my body was like, yeah, no. I think I'm just doing a lot. And so I'm proud that I listened to my body. I'm actually proud that I went for my jog. So I'm really trying to be consistent. Because I've been hearing for a very long time, consistency is key. So, take what resonates, shed the rest, but I'm just talking to myself. And I don't know if there's anyone else on this planet that talks to themselves, but if I am, so be it. So, I went live this morning in the ER Playground, and I woke up at 3:30, and I went to lay back down. I'm like, okay, I can do this, I can do this, I can do this. And it's not easy waking up early, but it also felt very powerful to wake up early and to connect to my body, to connect to my inner child, because I believe during the day, life just happens. So I like to have some solitude where I'm not interrupted by just daily activities. And I knew today was going to be pretty busy. My mother-in-law, she is coming down tomorrow, and she's going to stay at our condo, so I wanted to make sure the condo was nice and ready for her. So I also knew, with that being said, I was not going to be able to go live like I normally do around 11 a.m. So I'm like, okay, I'm glad that I did it at 4 in the morning. So for those who were there, for those who witnessed RattleBee, thank you. And if you're asking, what was that? It's very simple. It's me just showing up for myself, moving my body. So, we are going to cook some eggs. And I am no Martha Stewart. Let me fix the camera. However, my body needs some fuel. So I'm going to be talking to myself and making some eggs. And I'm going to reflect my day. So first things first, always want to wash the hands. So I woke up, that's a plus, and I'm just really exhausted. I've been really focusing on what platform really aligns with the frequency that I'm trying to put out. And it's challenging, I will say that. And I've been really conflicted between TikTok and YouTube. And I feel like if anyone's played like tennis, I feel like I'm playing tennis with my brain. But the reality is, I'm not making any money on YouTube. At least not yet. That is a goal. But I'm not making money on YouTube. I'm not there yet. And so that gets frustrating sometimes because I'm putting so much into it. And TikTok's a little bit slower than TikTok. YouTube is a little bit slower than TikTok. TikTok is very fast, as we may know. And I know it's not a lot of money, but I have made $12 on TikTok. I mean, I'm just saying. So, but on the same token, I feel like my issue with TikTok is it's a lot of noise, it's a lot of chaos, and I think the human brain automatically wants to scroll. And I told myself, if I'm going to use TikTok, I'm not going to scroll and fall into the trap. And so I guess there's this tool now that you can, right before you go live, you can type in words that you don't want other people to say. And it's so crazy that you even have to do that. But anyway, but I also feel like the energy is just different. And I feel like on YouTube, it's a place to be witnessed. And on TikTok, it's just scroll, which is fine, but that's not the medicine that we are doing here. The whole point is witnessing yourself. And so that can mess up my mojo, so to speak. But anyway, and I feel like I have made such a more powerful impact on YouTube. Since I'm talking to myself, we've already reached 800K people, and that's just, wow, mind blowing, but very humbling at the same time. So I know the medicine that we are putting out is reaching people. So therefore, I don't want to lose that momentum. So I'm just trying to balance everything, which can be a lot. So this morning I moved the body, which felt really good. And I also feel like when I'm on YouTube, I can just flow easier because I feel like those are my people. And I look at the analytics, and my age group, I'm 37, so my age group are actually in the 30s and the 40s, so, which is really good because you have life. You get it. You get when I say judgment and judging others and not having a place to be you, especially my brothers. So, before I get sidetracked, I'm doing these orange eggs because I need some protein. Let me just open up these bad boys. It's a little loud. Brace yourself. Okay, so then we crack these bad boys into this bowl. So anyway, I moved my body this morning, then I went to the gym, and I love to walk, and especially being in healthcare, doing 12-hour shifts, we are constantly moving our bodies, so I just love being active and keeping my body up to par. So anyway, I went to the treadmill, that was nice, and I created 2 more vibrations today, RattleBee and I, and we are going to be vibing to them later on. I don't know if I want to... shit. I might go live again around 4 o'clock, RattleBee, on YouTube. And so that's a maybe, because I also want to go live at 6 o'clock on TikTok. So we're going to try it and see how it goes. So anyways, I got this little, whatchamacallit? I don't even know what the fuck this is. What is this thing? Clearly, I'm not a cooker. Anyway, but you put some salt in the eggs. So anyway, after I did my walk, I normally like to walk on the treadmill for 60 minutes because movement is my medicine. And I listen to like vibrations, like frequencies to really just help my day. And then I do 200 sit-ups because I gotta get those abs, baby. Gotta get those abs. 200 sit-ups. My goal is Monday through Friday to get my body back. And then I like to sit in the steam room, and I also like to sit in the sauna. I don't know, I just love the heat. Again, I'm just talking to myself. It's actually very therapeutic. But anyway, during that process, I created 2 new vibrations because I was like, you know what? I need some more like booty popping. And I was able to figure it out for the most part. And I'm excited to have RattleBee move and express that in the ER playground. Alright, so now oh yeah, I'm making an egg sandwich, by the way. At least I'm going to try. So you swirl that all up. So anyway, and then I went to my condo and just checked it just to make sure it was ready for my mother-in-law, and it's good to go. Got a milkshake. I got a protein shake because I felt so queasy. Come on. Because I was trying to do that fasting thing, and I'm like, yeah, no, my body cannot do that. I feel like I move too much to fast. I would be a freaking skeleton. And so anyway, I got a one-stop nutrition. I think I got a cinnamon toast crunch. It was so good. And then I got back home. What else? Then I took the dogs out. And oh, that's right. Hold that thought. So I took some notes. I was writing some lyrics. It just comes to me and I just start writing. But anyway, I have our track list for our album. I cannot believe we're dropping an album. But, like I said before, I love artists. However, I don't want to keep borrowing other artists' sound. And I have no idea what I'm doing. Like, I never thought in a million years I would be creating my own sound. But here we are. And so I can share this with myself and whoever else is here. I believe we're going to have 13 drips because the whole thing here is Rattle XR drip, movement, expression, release. And that's what I like to call drips, not tracks. Because I feel like tracks is very like studio, but we're not in the studio. We're in the lab, baby. So we're calling these drips. So we have Unity, then we have Roller Coaster Ride, we have ICU, we have Wild and Free, we have My Lover, we have Electric Hands, we have Tonight. Oh, we made that today. That's fucking fire. We have Let's Go, we have One Sweet Night, we have Run Wild, and then we have the ER Playground. That is what we have thus far. Now, let me turn on this stove. So yes, a lot of work, Rattle Patch Kids, and I love it, but I'm exhausted, and I'm just like, I'm ready, I'm ready, I'm so ready, and I've been really trying to figure out how do I create music videos. Like, that is where I've been stumped. Because it's great right now. I'm making like really cool visuals, which is great, but I've been thinking to myself, how do I make really cool music videos? And I've been thinking about going out into the desert, but it's freaking hot. But then I was thinking, okay, if I do night videos, then I need really good lighting. So there's a lot that I'm processing. And I also think that that's the part of this journey. Like, I believe nothing's really easy. But if you have a burning desire, like I do, then it's worthwhile. So I'm still trying to figure out how I want to create these music videos. And my goal, this is my goal, because goals are good. My goal is to hire a videographer one of these days because they're probably expensive. And shoot a really cool music video, like in the desert. However, we have to start somewhere, so I am just going to do it myself. Okay, so here are the eggs. Oh, you can't even see it, but there we go. I added some salt because I love salt. Not too much because I gotta watch my sodium. Damn, that's good. Now, after I do my check-in, I think I'm going to just get ready for tonight. Like I said, I went jogging earlier, and I had when I go jogging is I listen to the vibrations that we create, or I create, RattleBee and I. And it like marinates in my brain, so that way when I channel it, it just feels so just organic, if that makes any sense. And I listen to it over and over and over and over again. One, because I love the sound that we've created, and I love just hearing the vibrations speak to me. So there's that. Okay, let me pour this in here. Ooh! There's that. Alright, now I need a spatula. Somewhere. Shit. Oh, and I also want to state, before I forget, for those who witnessed RattleBee yesterday, that was powerful. I believe we had like 500 Rattle Patch Kids. That's so cool. And RattleBee says, thank you. And I also want to state, the invitation is, wouldn't it be cool to create your own superhero, your own inner child superhero? Because that's what we do here. And it's not just me. I actually, for my project that I did for my leadership program, I actually had 2 humans come here to the ER playground, and they birthed their inner child superhero. I had one female, because we're all about the masculine and the feminine here, and I had one male. And I will share this. The male, he's a good friend of mine, and he named his inner child the Cosmo Dancer. And it was really beautiful because he said the name just felt like I already knew the name, he said. And he also stated, I was like, oh cool, what's their power? And he's like, oh, he dances through portals. I'm like, how cool. It's like he just knew. Because that's why I always state the rebirth. So, and it was such an honor to work with my brother, my soul brother. And it was just beautiful to witness things that he loved about himself. Because I believe we have been conditioned here on this planet to look in the mirror and say what we don't like about ourselves, or should've, could've, would've. But here, we are kind to ourselves. So I asked my brother, tell me 3 beautiful things you love about yourself. And he would say, I love my hair, or I love my shirt that I have on. Oh, and he was saying that, God, oh, he loved his eyes, and the list goes on. Because this was a 3-week process. I've been using so much salt. And so it was just really beautiful to just witness my brother, and then I would put on music, and he would just move his body freely, and then I would ask, some personal questions, and I would play another song, and then he'll move his body again, and then I'll ask the same question. The whole point of the questions is to go deeper, because to get lower, meaning, because I feel like surface level questions, but when you keep hearing the questions, you feel more comfortable, you get deeper with your answers. So anyway, it was just really beautiful to witness. And so again, I'm not just talking on my ass. Like I actually help people rebirth their inner child and do mirror work. But I just don't show that on YouTube. Especially for my brothers. So anyway, let me get some cheese. Hold that back. Oh, did I have cheese? Alright, we get a little bit of cheddar cheese. So yeah, it was really nice to connect with my brother and do that project with him. And also my soul sister. It was just really cool. And one of these days I'll talk more about the project that I did. So it's official, baby. I'm a graduated facilitator. So that's why we hold a sacred space. Alright. Because we don't need chaos here, Rattle Patch Kids. Alright, I think the eggs, put it on low, and then we're going to make... So, besides that, how was my day? Yeah, I'm just exhausted, but I'm also motivated at the same time. I'm just really driven. And I was watching a documentary of Lady Gaga a couple nights ago, and like her work ethic, I'm like, oh my god, she makes me look bad. But it's not about comparison, but I really just feel the energy that she has for her art, and this is art. At least for me, it's art. And it's been really beautiful to create and to witness myself and to show up for myself. It's not easy, but I feel like maybe there's someone else on this planet that's going through the same thing that I'm going through. And then I wouldn't, how can I say this? And then I feel like I wouldn't be doing my job if I would be keeping all this to myself. Because we live on a pretty big planet. So, anyway, maybe there's someone who's trying to move their body freely or show up for themselves. So, yeah. So I'm just documenting all this. And if it helps someone, oh, beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. Because I love to help people. You know, I've been in, well, I say you know, but you probably don't. But I've been in healthcare since I was 15. So I love helping people, but I'm also really exhausted from the healthcare. I don't feel like we get paid enough for what we do. And I'm just saying healthcare in general. Nurses, CNAs, dietary, the list goes on, doctors, and I just feel like so many things are backwards, and it's such a high responsibility job, and you really have to dot your I's and cross your T's because you're taking care of someone's life. That's big. And so for once, here in this space, in this container, I'm not here to fix you. Matter of fact, I'm not even here to fix myself because here, I know I'm not broken. I know that we are whole and complete. We have just been conditioned to think that we are broken and that we need this, that, and the third. But, yeah, here you're beautiful. And here you don't need permission. So I know that might sound weird, especially being in my generation where we have been told to shrink. But anyway, that's where I'm at. So I'm going to make myself an egg sandwich, and then I'm going to figure out how I'm going to make a music video. I've been really trying to figure that out the last couple of days. Because RattleBee is like, it's almost like this. I'm like the Max Martin. If you're asking, who's Max Martin? He produced Hit Me Baby One More Time by Britney. And then RattleBee is like the artist. He expresses the vibration, the feminine, the masculine. and so forth. So he's the star. So I've been, but I also feel like it's important to show this side. Almost like you don't just see Batman, right? You also see Bruce Wayne. You don't just see Spider-Man, you also see Peter Parker. You don't just see Halle Berry, you also see Catwoman. The point is you see both. And what do I need here? Oh, there's that. That's that. So yeah, it's a beautiful day to be alive. I'm very grateful. Before I slither off here, because my food's almost done, it was nice just checking with myself. It was nice just to check in with myself. And Rattle Patch Kids, I'm grateful for you. Again, this space is all about just showing up. Showing up for yourself, your inner child, whoever your inner child is. And it's not about perfection here. Truly, it's just about unconditional love. And treating myself with kindness. And I believe we are just a mirror. So I believe it's like what I put out hopefully returns back to good. Because I wouldn't want any harm on anyone. Even my worst person that ever did something, even the guy who did so much harm to my mother and myself, like, I don't hate him. I understand that's just partly generational. But I also have learned that forgiveness is very, very, very important. And part of me showing up and moving my body like I do, I'm getting out the anger, the hatred, whatever that I'm carrying. I don't want to carry that. So, yeah, that's where we are. But look, I'm getting goosebumps. Look at that. Because I'm speaking from the soul. Wow, how cool. Anyway, my toast is done. Hopefully, I will see you around 4 o'clock. But if not, I did drop the live that we did today. It's there in the ER playground. I call it the playroom, meaning everything that we do is in the playroom if you desire to witness it. But again, take what resonates and shed the rest. But much love, and if you vibe, consider being a Rattle Patch Kid.